Assalamualaikum and good morning to all of you and welcome back to my YouTube channel which is Learning with Faryal, and today we are going to discuss about clinical psychology. Okay, so what is clinical psychology and how what are the fields involved in it, what is basically the word clinical psychology means, and all these kind of stuff. So it is the applied branch of psychology that describes the classification, description, diagnosis, and progenesis of mental illness. Okay, so a clinical psychology is a branch of applied psychology that describes the classification, description, diagnosis, and progenesis. What does it mean? So if there is a client and he comes to the clinic of a clinical psychologist, and then what will be the classification and description and all these related to mental illness would be the steps involved to classify things. What are the things related to the client and how we can classify those things? Okay. Second one is description. Descriptions mean detail of that thing. Okay. Description mean in detail. What client comes for what purpose, and what is the actual reason behind that thing, and all that kind of processes. And detail of problem. Descriptions mean detail of problem. Obviously it is clinical psychology and it is related to mental illness, so description would be involved the mental illness and the problem and detail of problem behind the reason and all the reason behind this problem. Then diagnosis. So first of all, clinical psychologist will see these two things, and then it comes to diagnosis. Diagnosis mean to describe or to give any proper name to that problem. It is already mentioned that if a person is anxious on little things and all that kind of stuff, it means that the person is suffering from general anxiety. And in clinical psychology we will describe or diagnose it as you can say you may say generalized anxiety disorder. Okay. Then comes time period, episode of problem, etc, and this includes progenesis. How it is treatable. Okay, now we will discuss about treatment, and treatment include progenesis, and treatment are different bases. Psychologists treat client through therapies, counseling, and psychological treatments. Clinical psychologists will diagnose that problem, and that will be cured or treatment that will be treated by therapies and psychological treatments, which include therapies and counseling and many more things, which include token economy and different kinds of things involved in it. Clinical psychology is broad field, include research, teaching, problem solving, mental, social, behavioral disabilities, biological, psychological, moral, discomfort. Problems start from normal level. Okay. You get these all mentioned steps. You can see I have already mentioned it in it. So these all problems related to a person will be will be solved by clinical psychologist in a clinical setup. Okay. So it was all about clinical psychology and what happens when client comes to a clinical psychologist and share his problem, and how will clinical psychologist would take steps to treat that cases and these things. Okay. I hope it would be beneficial for you, and you may get some kind of help or clear concepts from this lecture. So I already mentioned some of the things which is really important in this field. So these are the major steps include in clinical psychology to classify things. Description means detail of problem, progenesis, time period, episodes of problems, and etc. So I hope you like the video. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Learning with Faryal, and like the video and drop down if you have any comment in your thought or any thought. So thank you and Allah Hafiz.